Hey there, welcome to Illuminating Alumni by the School of Management Honors Program here at the University of San Francisco. We really hope you enjoyed this episode. Just wanted to preface by saying super sorry that we actually didn't realize at the time of filming this episode that it was actually out of focus. So just wanted to point that out there for when you're watching or listening to the episode. We still think it's a really awesome episode to listen to, but in the future, yes, we do have a production assistant now for when we do shoot. So enjoy the episode. Apologies about the focus. Okay, resume. Hello everyone, my name is Madeline. And this is Jalen. We're here today with Kenneth for episode 4 of Illuminating Alumni. So just to kind of introduce Kenneth, he graduated in the class of 2021. He majored in entrepreneurship and innovation, actually just like us, and minored in economics. He currently is a senior business development representative at Adobe, which we're actually recording out of right now. And we're just really thankful to have you on today, Kenneth. Thank you so much for showing up. Yeah.
No, thank you guys for inviting me on this podcast. I'm super excited to just have a conversation with y'all. I love somhp. I was president when I was there, and always happy to give back and hopefully give my 2 cents to any current somhp students out there in terms of the work life after college, and also just in college at USF. Hopefully I can provide some advice, and yeah, happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right, so I guess for starters, I'll go pretty broad, but I just guess I want to ask tell us about your story. How did you embark on your journey, in business and, eventually leading up to Adobe? I'm just so curious.
Yeah. Well, once upon a time, just kidding. I was an innovative and creative kid from the start. I really was interested in Shark Tank. A lot of kids in middle school were watching whatever, like Drake and Josh, or all these Nickelodeon shows. But I was watching Shark Tank for some reason.
Wow, yeah.
And I just kept watching it. I was so intrigued by starting a business, creating a product that could help solve a problem, and of course making money, right? I think all business students want to learn how to do all of that. So innovative and creative from the start, and I want to apply these skills. And when I was in elementary school, I actually loved to cook and bake. And actually my auntie, who was my babysitter while my parents were at work, she was my babysitter, and she was cooking all this amazing food, desserts and food, Filipino food. Where is this coming from? And actually I remember going in the kitchen and helping her review the recipes, stir the pot, and make the food. And then I started testing these recipes on my family, and then inviting my friends over, and them testing my food and my desserts. Then they said, Kenneth, you should sell this. I'd pay for this at school. And then, by the time high school came, sophomore year, I created an at-home bakery where I would sell stuff like churros, waffles, cupcakes, ice cream.
Wow.
And I would bring a big 2 bags, huge bags, and I would sell it before school, and at first it was just to friends and family.
Yeah.
And then it exploded to teachers, and I was catering winter ball and prom, and by senior year I was catering weddings, 200 cupcakes for a wedding. And anyways, the essence of that story is I wore many hats as a young entrepreneur. I just wanted to feel how it is. So I was in charge of my own marketing. I was in charge of sales, right? And I was in charge of the finances and, of course, the product, right? Making sure the product was good. I think, in essence, my favorite part of that was interacting with customers, right? Waffles were the biggest seller, and a lot of my friends were like, oh, you should do an ube waffle, pandan waffle, and a pepperoni pizza waffle, all these cool flavors, right? And it's just it's so cool interacting with the customer, hearing their feedback, implementing it, and also just making people happy, right? My food was affordable, and it was quick, it was fresh. I would make it every morning, wake up before school.
Wow.
So that was the first business, and then obviously college happened. Couldn't continue Sweet Route, that was the name of the bakery, but college happened, had entrepreneurship major, still very creative and innovative, wanted to pursue more of that. That's why I went to USF. And the internship I had was at a startup called iWallet. It was like a Venmo for small businesses, and it was like a sales internship. Basically, you walk around all the small business stores in the USF area, getting them to sign up for iWallet. We're saying, hey, students are using this, and it was pretty tough. You know, you get the door slammed in your face. You get a couple wins to maybe they sign up, and that was my first taste into sales, right? So that experience helped me apply for the Adobe internship with the Sales Academy, and I talked about that experience, and I got in. And that internship was virtual. It was in 2020, but even though it was virtual, I still had a really great experience, and I did really well in terms of the campaigns that I ran. I shadowed a full-time BDR, and I did well, and that actually catapulted me to this role. I didn't have to interview for this full-time role, and it was an easy conversion, and I didn't have to apply to any jobs after college. Thank goodness. I had a job lined up after I graduated, especially in this economy. Like that was a blessing. And here I am now, almost 2 years at Adobe.
Wow.
So that's long.
That's incredible.
Long story.
Wow. That's super cool. It's really amazing to hear too that you were kind of like, you had that entrepreneurial spirit in you for so long already too, and like, you know, even despite the adversity too, like, you know, you were still able to make it through now. That's like really incredible.
For sure. And also I'd just like to add, like, I could have worked in a startup, you know, and I would love to be right next to the CEO and make high-level decisions and have a close-knit working environment. I picked Adobe because, one, they took a chance on me, right? I did apply to a lot of other internships, but Adobe took a chance on me, and it's a large corporation, thousands and thousands of employees, right? And you might think you might get lost in the shuffle. You're just another soldier on the battlefield. But this company is different. They actually listen to their employees, and they support you in a lot of ways, right? We have a health plan. So it's like you have $600 a year to pay for your gym membership, yoga classes, meditation classes, anything. And that's for your mental health budget. And there's a lot of other cool benefits working here. And that's why I chose Adobe, right? And you could still be innovative and creative, even if you're in a big company. That's what I wanted to get off.
That's amazing, Do you think like I forget the 4 exact pillars, but the values for Adobe, do they align with you? Do you think?
Yeah, they do. The biggest one is raising the bar. I forgot all 4 of them right off the top of my head, but the biggest one is that I resonate with is raising the bar. Because being in sales, definitely competitive internally. It's not really competing against your other coworkers. You're competing against yourself every day. You wake up like, hey, how else are you going to drive business? How else are you going to meet your quota, right? And it's raising the bar. That's the one value that I resonate with, because I'm always thinking of creative campaigns to reach out to customers, right? As a business development rep, we have to drive new business, right? Meaning outreaching to various accounts, and these are the top level accounts, enterprise accounts that you see just driving down the road, all these big brands. We reach out to them, right? And the job for us is to create a connection and drive interest and see how we could help drive efficiencies for their organization, right?
Wow, that's incredible. And it's so cool to hear like how driven you were too. I mean, I'm sure it comes from the entrepreneurial spirit as well. And I don't know, I think it's like it's amazing that you were able to also do everything before while you were still in school too. Like, do you have any advice for any students who are maybe want to do like a side hustle on the side? Like, I definitely went through those same struggles of trying to figure out balance with school, but I'm so curious to hear your advice there.
I'd say just be uncomfortable and do it. Sometimes you got to jump in the deep end. Sometimes you sink a little bit. Sometimes you could swim, right? There's no way of you knowing unless you jump in. Right. So whatever that side hustle is, and these days there's a lot of side hustles, right? Buying, reselling sneakers, being a foodie vlogger. These are all things I want to do too, you know. But these side hustles, if you have a passion for it, and if you think like, I see myself doing that, then you should jump in and just do it, right? Fail fall on your face, but you kind of fail forward, right? You learn from those mistakes, you keep going, and then you improve gradually. I didn't know how to make a filet mignon outside the womb, you know?
Really?
I failed. Yeah, I know, right? I failed when I was in the kitchen, you know? Like, I burnt stuff and all that stuff.
Right.
I watched a lot of Food Network, right?
Yeah.
A lot of YouTube videos, and I practiced, right?
Absolutely.
And actually, my mom's my biggest critic. Like, oh, you need to improve this. This doesn't look pretty. The icing on the cupcake needs to look prettier. The taste needs to be a little sweeter. There's always room for improvement, right? And you shouldn't be afraid of that, right? Receiving that feedback and that criticism, because that's only going to help you and benefit you further in a side hustle, in school, at your job. So that's why feedback and criticism is always important.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess like the last thing from like this question, I guess, is like, so I guess like right now, I know we talked about it a bit earlier, but maybe for context for our listeners today, like, do you currently have a side hustle that you've been thinking about, or you currently have something you want to start? Yeah,
a couple of side hustles. I mean, these days, like I said, there's always side hustles. And the biggest one, I'm 24 now, and when you get a little older and you have a full-time job and you start saving some money, the biggest one is real estate. I would say real estate is an area that I don't know anything about, but it's really investing in a property. Hopefully the value of that property increases and all that. That's something I would like to pursue, and I think people, when they're older, 24, 25, they should start saving money even as early as 20, you know, in terms of real estate or other side gigs.
Absolutely, yeah. Wow, it's incredible. But yeah, and then I guess
so
we'll take it next.
Continuing on from your embarkment on this journey, you know, there are many challenges, of course, during entrepreneurship, but is there any like notable obstacles or things you have faced that you said made you fall forward more, or some things you would like to talk about around that end?
Yeah, many obstacles over different chapters. I would just to pinpoint obstacles in this role, right? This role is pretty hard as a business development rep. We are cold calling, we're cold emailing customers to see if they want to meet with us. And some of the times when you call someone, it's not a right time for them, right? Maybe you caught them at a bad time, they're in a bad mood, and all we're trying to do is to create conversation, see how we could help them benefit their organization, right? These days, because there's a lot of like cyber hacking and everything, right? People are always defensive, right? So our objection handling has to be really strong, and I've developed that over 2 years. The first day on the job, though, you don't develop that, and you kind of, like I said, jump in the deep end, right? So we deal with a lot of customers that don't want to talk with us, right? Are you really from Adobe? You know, what do you want from me, right? All those objections, or straight up just people just cuss me out, right? You have to take that as, like, I find the analogy of, like, you have to dig through the dirt to find the gold, right? Okay, those people don't want to have a conversation with us because we are Adobe. This is not, you know, some sort of hacking thing. This is real. We want to have a conversation with you. We want to build a partnership with you, you know, to see how we could help your business. Take out all those people that don't want to talk with us. Find the people who do. Find the people who actually have problems, right, that we could help solve. Right, I am on the document cloud side of Adobe. Adobe has 3 different clouds. The document cloud side is all of the PDF and the digital documents and the e-sign, e-signature. So companies still use fax. They literally wet signature paper with a pen, and then they scan it, and then they upload it, and all these manual steps, right? Especially during COVID, this was still happening. During COVID, a lot of companies digitized, and that's when they needed to find a solution. That's where we fit in, right? So again, digging through the dirt to find the gold, right? There's people out there that we need to help with, right? Sales gets a bad rap because, oh, you're just a sleazy salesperson, right? but actually we're just trying to help you digitize your process, right? Your workflow is pretty archaic. It's old. You're using a paper and you're faxing and you're scanning and you're storing it in a filing cabinet. It's not secure, and that's where Adobe comes in, right, with our solution, right? And once you find that customer that says like, oh wait, we do need this, wait, this will help me save so much time, this will help save our organization so much money, and they actually do buy our products and they implement it, you actually see the results of that. Like they actually streamline their business, help their business, and you actually made a positive impact, right? So that's the best part of the job.
Yeah.
When they see value in our products.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's so cool to hear how you had that kind of grit. And there's a good saying I heard that's like, oh, in life there's a lot of misses, but amongst those misses, like one of them is bound to be a hit.
For sure.
It's like, it's about getting through that part of the journey.
Exactly.
Right? I guess something I'm curious about is like, was there like a mantra that you kind of told yourself in the early days of starting your sales career and like letting yourself know that like, it's okay? Like what kind of went on in your head to comfort you to get to the next
For sure.
sale? Yeah.
For sure. Because some days are not easy, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, you compete with yourself every day. Like you wake up and, you could have a chill day, or you could actually get some work done and hopefully drive net new business for this company, right? The mantra would be, and this is not just for work, but in life, it's love what you do and do what you love, right? And for me, I see a passion here in terms of helping other people, right? It even started all the way from Sweet Route in terms of making people happy, right? That gives me joy in life. And that's what's keeping me through this position, and hopefully the next few positions, because I see myself at this company for a while. It's doing me a lot of good, it's supporting me, and I want to give back to this company, right? So don't find that every day, right? We were just talking about it, right? Maybe other people, older generations, you kind of just work to get the bills paid, and then that's it, right? But I think these days, people really want to find a job that they could care about, right? And Adobe itself gives a lot to charity. They do a lot about sustainability. This building is all electric, so it's just really going forward, and it's helping the future. And I want to be part of that ride, right? So that's why I do see myself here for a while.
Wow, it's incredible. Yeah. Any other follow-up for this one?
I guess now, if you like to tell anyone who's interested in pursuing like the sales career that you are pursuing, any like notable skills or things to look out for as well as that?
Yeah, and if you're a student right now, you could practice this literally right now, right? Interpersonal skills, super important, right? Everyone's nervous to get in front of the classroom to present, but honing in on those skills are so important, right? Networking is such a buzzword, right? But what does that actually mean? Can you go up to someone at some event, some alumni, and shake their hand and look them in the eye and talk with them, have a conversation? Because at the end of the day, humans sell to humans. Humans interact with other humans, right? We're all human, right? Doesn't matter if the alumni is like a VP at some company or something. You got to learn how to connect with people, right? And if you know how to do that, you could be in sales, right? I would say the other piece to that would benefit is having a competitive edge and being competitive and never being satisfied and always trying to strive for more. I think that will also help you in sales. But the main chunk of it is interpersonal skills. Can you talk to people of different backgrounds, of different mindsets, right? Can you connect with those people?
Absolutely, yeah. Wow, that's incredible. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I guess the next question we have for you is, looking back at your journey, was there a pivotal event or person?
Yeah, there's a few professors that at USF, the entrepreneurship major is what made me go to USF. There's a few things that made me go to USF. It was the entrepreneurship program, because that's something I wanted to pursue in USF, and only a couple other universities had entrepreneurship. The location of SF, their opportunity after you graduate in terms of a different a company to work at, it's huge, right? And then What was the question again?
Pivotal person.
Yes,
or event in your
and
life.
then the professors at USF. The professors at USF were amazing. So a couple professors I want to give a shout out to is Professor Nicole and also Professor Jun Lee. So those are the people that helped me and helped kind of water the plant inside me to grow the entrepreneurial spirit. I would say those two. And also, it was actually Professor Nicole that said, like, everyone should be in an entry-level sales role. Everyone should be in sales once. And I would like to say that to everyone out there, too, because all these skills are transferable, right? Wherever you want to be a part of marketing, data analyst, sales skills are super applicable because in any job, you will be interacting with people.
Absolutely. Super cool. If you weren't doing sales, would there be something else you would be doing? I'm so curious.
Yeah, honestly, in terms of like a fun activity, I would love to be a food vlogger. I'd love to just eat and get paid for it, different parts of the country, different countries, and just traveling and stuff. And then also, it would be really cool to just, for at least one day, be like a head chef. I think that would be really cool.
That sounds awesome, yeah.
Besides that, what else? I would probably do a small business. There's a couple ideas that are out there in terms of, like, again, Shark Tank. We're watching Shark Tank all the time.
For sure.
What's a gadget that you could create that could solve a problem, and then you never know if it could blow up. I'm talking about what's the Sponge Daddy? Scrub Daddy, right? I think when I saw that, I was like, it's just a sponge. It's just any ordinary sponge, right? That has a smiley face. Yeah. It's selling, and
I have one in my
think
house.
That's what I'm saying. You think it's the stupidest idea, and then when you bring it to market, when you sell it to people, and it explodes, you just never know. Absolutely. So I would love to see if there's a product out there, a gap to fill, to create some sort of product.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever need testers, you have our somhp community.
There you go.
So.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah, that's incredible. Wow.
So now, if you look more into the future, where would you kind of see yourself in, like, maybe 1 year, or maybe, like, if you look even further, around like 5 years or so?
Yeah. I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow. 1 to 5 years from now. So ideally, I would like to stay at Adobe. Hopefully, if I watch this back, hopefully I'm still at Adobe. The next jump after BDR is what we call AE, or an account executive. They talk with the customer, negotiate, handle pricing, and hopefully close that customer. So that in itself is a different beast to tackle. Mm-hmm. Definitely upscale from the skills that I have. You really need to up-level your skills. But hopefully I'll be an AE here at Adobe. I'm going to speak it right now into existence. Yes. And after work, taking the work stuff aside, outside of work, hopefully, I'm still actively fit. I think it's important to continue to include some sort of form of exercise within your day. Still hanging out with a lot of friends and making time for them. I don't think, especially here, the work culture is very balanced. You're not working throughout the night or anything like that. So really a well-balanced life, feeling healthy, stable job, and hopefully a lot of vacations by then. Yeah, hopefully I have a lot of vacation. Actually, in 5 years, you get a sabbatical at Adobe. So every awesome. 5 years, you have, I believe, 4 weeks off. Wow. So that'd be super cool. Hopefully I have my sabbatical by then.
Yeah. Any dream spot you'd want to be in, I guess?
I would love to go to Southeast Asia. Okay. I'd like to travel solo backpack trip to Southeast Asia, like Thailand, Japan, Philippines, like all these countries.
Absolutely, yeah. That's awesome. Wow.
So better say hello to the future Kenneth.
I know. I'm going to watch this back.
Future Kenneth,
I'm watching this back.
You better be there. But yeah. All right. So I guess for the next questions we have, they're going to be kind of more rapid fire questions.
Let's do it.
I want you to answer what feels right in your gut.
Let's do it.
Don't think too much about it. If there's one book you could recommend, what would it be?
Atomic Habits. Have you read that?
Yeah, James Clear.
So good, and I'm halfway. You're supposed to read a little bit every day, but I haven't read it in a while. The first half is amazing.
Yeah.
So recommended for everyone who has bad habits that they want to improve on.
Absolutely. It really shows like the exponential effect of like snowballing and everything.
For sure. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, next one. So what does a day in your dream life would look like? I know you kind of already touched up a little bit on it, but what would it kind of look like
the
now?
moment you wake up.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd hopefully in a dream world, I'd love to be a CEO of a business, of a company, and wake up, hopefully still work out, hopefully still able to work out, and get on calls and see what's up with the business after that, just do my own thing, it would be nice you see all these CEOs, like they go like on a vacation spot. It would be nice to just be able to do that while working remote. I totally see myself doing that. And then also just spending time with family. I don't know if I have kids by then, but you always hear these stories of like how imbalanced the work life could be for higher level executives too. But if I ever be a high level executive, CEO, I'd still want to make time for family too.
Absolutely. That's awesome. All right. Favorite class and favorite professor?
Yeah. Oof. Favorite class would be the website class we did with Professor Jun Lee. We created Internet Business Applications.
Yes, that one.
We created a website and a business from that, and that was the sophomore year. And then favorite professor, and I have to shout out Professor Nicole. I spent the most time with her, and she knows how to push me, and she challenged me. It was never easy going with her. And she always expected higher of me. She knew I could keep going and push the bar, right?
Yeah, raising the bar.
Raise the bar. There you go.
So if E&I wasn't your major, or economics wasn't your minor, what other major or minor would you have gone for?
I would probably go marketing too, because and this also goes back to honing skills, right? Hone the skills that you feel weakest in, right? And for me, digital marketing and design, graphic design, that's actually my weak point, and I work at Adobe. I'm not that good at Photoshop. I would actually strengthen those tools, be a marketing major. Digital marketing is huge right now, right? In terms of like just going through Instagram right now, all the ads you get, right? And then the analytics of all that, right? That's a whole business, that's a whole world to dive into. That's pretty hot right now. So I'd be digital marketing or marketing major.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So let's say you're looking across this room and you see right here, freshman Kenneth.
From USF?
Yes. What advice do you tell him?
First of all, I'd just be like, hey, stop studying. Stop studying, man. Like, it's Friday night, go out. And then I'd also tell them, like, everything will be okay. I know students right now worry about getting that internship that they want, getting that full-time job they want, getting good grades in that class and stressing out about it. But really, it's all about the balance. And stress is not good for you. And I think as we could attest, all SomHP students kind of run into that, right? So finding that balance and finding that kind of sweet spot of grind and study, and after that, do something you like, So I tell myself that, right? So after you study, after your classes, after you do your homework, do something you like. Go out, see a movie with friends, explore a different restaurant in SF every weekend. Have something to look forward to.
Absolutely. Have some rhythm.
Exactly. Balance. Life's all about balance.
And finally, for the viewers who are watching, how would, if they would like to talk to you or interact with you, how would they find you on social media or just online?
Yeah. Hit me up on LinkedIn. You could always find me, and I always connect with SomHP students for sure, USF students, just because I was in your shoes. I was reaching out to alumni too. Not everyone reached back out and connected with me, but there were some. Those who did gave me great advice, just asking about, hey, what's your day-to-day look like at your job? How'd you get your job? Sometimes they drop knowledge, and I didn't even know that's how you do it, right? For example, you could always reach me out on LinkedIn. But for example, I reached out to my friend who graduated from USF, and he worked at Adobe, 2 years older than me, Alec Taylor. He's a great guy. And I reached out to him, and he even prepped me for the interview for the internship. Prepped me for an hour. He drilled me with questions and everything like that. And looked over my resume. And of course, I got the internship, so you never know, someone out there, an alumni, a mentor, who's willing to give a helping hand and mentor you through that process, right? And he also recommended me. So you kind of have a little star on your application when it comes time for the interview, right? So the more people you could have, right, alumni that work at the company you want, vouch for you, that's plus points right there.
Yeah, that's incredible. Wow. And is there any any other specific things like people can come to you for, I guess?
Yeah, come to me about cooking. I still love to cook. I don't sell any baked goods anymore, but I still love to cook. I cook dinners for the family, maybe about 3-4 times a week on the weeknights. Would love to connect to people about recipes, easy recipes that are kind of healthy. That's kind of the era I'm living in right now. Using the air fryer a lot of chicken, a lot of salads. And also I'm trying to switch it up for the family, just to keep it fresh. So any new recipes out there, let me know.
Awesome. All right. Well, I just wanted to say thank you so much for sharing all of your wisdom and taking us through your journey, your time and effort just to be here today, and take us into the office. But I just wanted to reiterate too, our purpose for Illuminating Alumni was really just to showcase that, an alumni's journey to success is not a linear one that looks like this. It's more like this, and
of course.
Sometimes it's not
100%.
It's
Exactly.
It's not really shown a lot, and I'm sure people would love to hear more from you than just your resume.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just really thankful, for your vulnerability, your transparency today, and just your kindness for being here and sharing that wisdom with us. It means a lot.
Thanks, Madeline, Jalen, for coming here. This interview was so fun. And anyone out there, feel free to reach out. This is a community, right? The somhp community. This is a family. There's a lot of other alumni like me that are willing to help, right? Just reach out, right? You never know unless you try, right? So just jump in the deep end, reach out, and hopefully we form that connection and we help you out, right? Don's helping each other out. That's all it is. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.